So guys, Azure data engineering. So when we talk about the Azure data engineering, what is Azure data engineering, guys? It's a bunch of cloud services. It's a bunch of cloud services where we can perform the following task using the same. That is the first one. What is it? We have it. We can go with the process called what? Data migration. Data migration. Then we have data integration. Then we have data summarization. And then we have data visualization. These are all the tasks. So these are all the tasks we can perform it by using the Azure data engineering. Okay. So as when we talk about as we know that the Azure data engineering is a bunch of the cloud services. Okay. Where there is many cloud services are okay. Here, there is nothing but intact here. So what are those basically? Yes. So let's start with this. And using the same, you can perform the following task here. The task is what? These are called as the data engineering task. We can perform it. So for that, the following are the services we have it. The first one is called as the ADF, which stands for Azure Data Factory. And the second one we have it as the ADB, which stands for Azure Databricks. And then we have, guys, everyone, we have the Synapse. Okay. So, and then we have the Azure Fabric. Okay. So these are all the tasks we can, or these are all the that is services available in the Azure data engineering. Okay. So we have many more, but I'm using these some of the services which we are going to see it right through. So guys, let's start with the first one. So guys, everyone. So what was the thing we have ended yesterday? Yeah, everyone. Can you just tell me? Somebody? Okay, no problem. Didn't remember. So guys, so the whole process starts from what, guys? Data, as you know. Okay. Data, we get it from where? From the business. So what are the type of business we have it, guys, everyone? So we can say we have many type of business that is called as what? Social networking sites. Social networking sites. And the next one we have it as what, guys, everyone? Sorry. Social networking sites. And what are the other source of getting the data, guys? Social networking sites, banking applications. Yeah, social networking sites, banking applications. Then, yeah, social networking sites, banking applications. Then what is the other thing we have it, guys? Everyone? Live streaming process, live streaming. Okay, live streaming data. Okay, live streaming data. Then we can also say human generated data. etc. Many more. So these are all the sources of getting the data, guys. Wherein this all, whatever the sources you have it, they generate the data called what? Big data. That means the data in massive form. That is the data in what is that? Massive format. What is that? Massive format here. Okay. So we have what is it? Data generated in the massive format. That is called as what? Big data. And when we talk about the big data is classified into how many categories, guys? First of all, call it as what? Structured data, everyone. Structured data. And the second one is called as a semi-structured data.
Unstructured data.
And yeah, the third one is the unstructured data. Whereas, when we talk about the semi-structured data, and then you have unstructured data. So guys, whenever we're talking about what is that? Structured data. So what is structured data, guys? The data which is recorded in the form of a table, that is in the form of what is it, guys? Rows and columns. As already we have discussed yesterday. Okay, so I don't want to go again into the depth of it. Okay, rows and columns. Rows and columns. Okay, so where the user can understand the data very easily. And the next one, what is it? You have it semi-structured. Semi-structured means what, guys? The data which is recorded in the form of what is it? JSON files, and the data which is recorded in the form of a HTML file, and the data which is recorded in the XML file is called as what? Semi-structured data. And the next one we have it as what, guys, everyone? Unstructured. So unstructured means what? The data which does not follows any structure. The data which does not follows any structure. Okay. The data which does not follows any structure, such as what is it? You have it, the photos in your mobile phone. Okay. The
Yes.
photos, then the videos, and the chat history, photos, videos, chat history. Okay, guys. Photos, videos, chat history, and voice notes. All this, what is it, guys? Can you see here? All these are called as what? Everyone, all these are called as what? Unstructured data. Whereas when you talk the data in the real time, always you get 20% of the data here only in this format. That is called as what? Whether you go with the semi-structured or the structured. So these two formats, you get it only. What is that, guys? Yes, these two formats, you get it only what? 20% of the data, but 80% of the data, guys, we deal always. Yes, 80% of the data we deal always. Okay, we deal always with the unstructured data here. We always deal with the unstructured data. Okay, everyone. That's it, guys. So now, so where does we store the data here? This data, whatever we have it, everyone. Where do we store it? Yes, guys, everyone. Please tell me now. Where do we store this data? Let's
Mm,
just see here, everyone. So whenever you wanted to store the data in Azure, whether it is structured data, semi-structured data, or the unstructured data, guys. Structured data, semi-structured data, or the unstructured data, whenever you wanted to store it, guys, or whenever you wanted to store the structured, semi-structured, or unstructured, this data we always store here, guys. This data we always store into the Azure storages. So whereas Azure storages, so how many Azure storages we have it, guys, everyone? So we have around 90 plus Azure storages. How many Azure storages? We have around, guys, 90 plus Azure storages. Okay, everyone. We have how many storages, guys? 90 plus Azure storages. We have how many? 90 plus Azure storages. Okay. We have 90 plus Azure storages. Okay. We have 90 plus Azure storages. Okay. So what are those? The first storage I can say, guys, Azure Blob Storage, Azure Blob Storage. Okay, guys, what is it? We have it Azure Blob Storage. We have what is it, guys? Azure Blob Storage. What is it? We have it Azure Blob Storage. Okay, everyone. Azure Blob Storage means what, guys? The first one we can say Azure Blob Storage is nothing but it can store any kind of data. Whether you have what is that? It is a basic storage of Azure which can store any kind of data. The first one is what? It can store the structured data, guys, comma. It can also store what is it, guys? Everyone. It can also store what is that? Semi-structured data. It can also store what is it? Semi-structured data. And then it can also store what is it, guys? Unstructured data. So we can see, you can see, guys, the Azure Blob Storage is the very basic storage in Azure, which can store structured data, semi-structured data, or unstructured data. So whereas, but there is a drawback here. What is that? It is called as a limited storage. Means what? That means here, guys, it can store the data up to some limit here. What is that limit? That limit is called as a 500 TB. Means what? 500 terabytes, not more than that. The capacity of the Azure Blob Storage is only what is it, guys? 500 TB. That is called as what? 500 terabyte. You cannot store the data more than 500 terabyte in a Azure Blob Storage. Yes, everyone. The second type of storage, guys. But if you have unlimited data, very huge data is there, how to store it? So for that, the Azure has given a solution. Okay. So that is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay. So whereas before the Azure Data Lake Gen 2, everyone, we also had a storage Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Gen 1 was also there. Getting my point, everyone? But this Gen 1, guys, everyone, but this Gen 1, it is retired this June. So it has already retired in the June. So this is retired in this June. So hence the Azure recommended every okay vendor to shift their data, to migrate their data. Yes, guys, to migrate their data, uh, migrate their data from the Azure Data Lake Gen 1 towards the Gen 2, Gen 1 towards the Gen 2. So here we can use the Gen 2 here, guys. Okay, everyone, we can use what's that? Gen 2. So we can say, guys, everyone. So we can say what's that? Gen 2. We can always store the data into what's it? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. But what about the Azure Data Lake Gen 2? And this can also store any kind of a data. That is nothing but we can store what is it, guys? Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. But this is called as what? Unlimited storage. It is called as what, guys? Unlimited storage. It is called as what, guys? Unlimited storage. And there is no limitation here. Whatever the volume of the data you have, you can store it here. That is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay, guys, everyone, are you able to see this and understand this? Please respond, everyone. Okay, the next one. Okay, guys, the next one. What is it? You have it. So the next, we have it as the third point. Guys, Azure Data Lake Gen 2 and Azure SQL Database. Azure SQL Database means what, guys? Azure SQL Database means what? This can store Azure SQL Database. It can store only, guys. It can store only when you talk about this. It can store only, guys. it can store only structured data. That means when you talk about the guys, when you talk about the Azure SQL database, it can store only the structured data, but not any other kind of data, guys. It can store only what's it, guys? Structured data. It can store what is that? Structured data. It can store only what's it, guys? Structured data. Structured data. No other kind of data is stored here or allowed here. That's it. And the next one we have it is the fourth one, guys. Okay. We have what is it? Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB means what, guys? Cosmos database is also called as what is it? NoSQL database. It is also called as what, guys, everyone? NoSQL database. That means as it's a NoSQL database, we can store, guys, everyone. We can store the two types of data. What is the two types of data? We can store either the structured and the semi-structured, but unstructured is not supported here. Structured and the structured and the semi-structured data is stored here. Structured and the semi-structured data is stored here, everyone. Okay, we can store also structured and the semi-structured data. We can store it, but not any other kind of data. Okay, so Cosmos DB. So we will see what is Cosmos DB, guys, in US. Okay. So again, we have what's it? Cosmos DB, guys. So we have Cosmos DB. So Cosmos DB is okay. Basically, it's called as NoSQL database. That means we cannot, guys, we cannot store or we cannot store the unstructured, but semi-structured and structured we can store it. That means the data in the form of a JSON files, HTML files can also be stored, and structured data, that is in the form of a table, also we can store it here. Likewise, another one, the same type of a database, that is called as what? Azure MongoDB. Yeah, what's it? Azure MongoDB. That is also the same type of thing we have it. That is, we can store here. Okay, the MongoDB is also the same one. Okay, so we can say the MongoDB also follows the same pattern here. Okay, so likewise, guys, likewise, we have another one, the next storage, that is called as what, guys, everyone? So, okay, hello. So I'm using the next storage. So I'm using what's that? Azure. What is that you have it? Azure. That is nothing but Azure Virtual Machine. So the virtual machine. So virtual machine is what is that you have it? The Azure Virtual Machine is another type of storage which we can use. Virtual machine is what? The parallel machine we can install it. Okay, the parallel machine we can install it. So generally, if you can install, you will use it for some databases. So if you use the SQL database here, then only the structured data we can use it. No other kind of data except the structured data, guys. Okay. So this is one of the storage. And then we have the next one, guys. I can say the seventh one here. Okay, the next one is what? Azure Synapse Analytics. So when you talk about the Azure Synapse Analytics, everyone. So the Azure Synapse Analytics, everyone. The Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay. The Azure Synapse Analytics, everyone. So the Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but it is called as a data warehouse of Azure. It is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. It is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. It is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. Okay. So as it's a data warehouse, it can store only the cleansed data. That cleansed data is called as what, guys? The cleansed data is called as what? Everyone. The cleansed data is called as what? Structured data. Structured data. That's it, guys. Okay. Everyone, the cleansed data is called as what? Structured data. That's it. The cleansed data is called as what, guys? Everyone, structured data. It is called as what? Structured data, guys. That's it. Okay. So, okay. Likewise, guys, as I told you, we have how many? 90 plus storages. So you want to see all the storages. So do one thing now. Just to go to this, everyone. Just to go to this. What is that? We have what is that? Azure. Yes, guys. Go to what is that? Azure.com. Use what is that? Azure.com. And after logging in here to the Azure.com, you will have to give your mail ID, okay, all the details, including the debit or credit card details, where it will charge you 2 rupees. And the same will be refunded to you in the next 8 days. And then you can use what? Portal.azure.com. This is your actual page where you are going to work. So here, everyone, I'm starting up this. Can you see here? Portal.azure.com. So how to begin with this? So just to do one thing now. Just open this. Okay, guys. So I'm starting up here. See here. This is the web page I'm using it, everyone. So I'm into the browser right now. So you have to use what? Azure.com. Azure.com. Can you see here? Everyone is able to see the browser? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So this is the browser where you have to use it. Azure.com. So here click on the get started with Azure. And you can use any of the model. You have two models here, pay as you go model and try for free. Free means what? You will not, you can use it right now. Free, that is okay for practice purpose, this is fine. But all the features will not work. Okay. The basic storages will work. Most of the, okay, storages, just as I told you, virtual machines is there, SQL database, all this won't work on a free subscription. But for the timing, you can manage it with the Azure, this one. And if you go with the pay as you go model, obviously the pay as you go model means the way you use it's just like postpaid, guys. Pay as you go model is just like what is that? The postpaid model you have it. Okay. Where the bill will be generated and then you have to pay it. Okay. So you can just click on this pay as you go model. So once I click on the pay as you go model, it will ask you for your mail ID, everything. But mine is registered. So hence it says, can you say the cloud innovatives at Gmail. So I have to give the password here. If I use the password, directly it will reroute me back to this page. I have already saved this because I'm frequently using this. So can you see here, open this where you have the, can you see here, where you have, what is that? Uh, this is my actual page where you are going to work right now. Can you see here, everyone? So where you have the first one called data factory. Factory means what, guys, everyone? Data factory is nothing but what? ADF. Second one, what is it? You have it? Synapse. As I told you, Azure Synapse Analytics. And then I told you SQL database. This is the SQL database. And then you have what's that, guys? Fabric, I told you. This is Fabric. And this is Databricks. Can you see? These are all the services. If you could not able to see these services here, just click on the more services. You can see all the services here. See here. Containers are 11. Can you see here? Containers are 11 here. Databases are 19. 19 plus 7, 11 means what? 30 storages here itself you have, guys. Okay. So likewise, can you see here? See, these are all the storage. Again, 17 storages are there. Again, 17 storages are there. Likewise, can you see here? Many more are there. That's it, guys. Hello? Am I audible, guys? Everyone is clear with the concept? Hello.
Yes.
So that's it now. So these are all the storages you have it. So guys, everyone, so get it registered here, everyone. Start this process. And now we will start with the first service. What is it? We will use the ADF. Means what, guys? Azure Data Factory. What's it? We use the Azure Data Factory, guys. ADF we use. Everyone, we use the Azure Data Factory. So now, when we talk about the Azure Data Factory, the Azure Data Factory is a, guys, Azure Data Factory is a GUI. Means what, guys? Graphical User Interface. GUI stands for what? Graphical User Interface. That means, everyone, that means what? Yes, guys, that means what? Graphical user interface. That graphical user interface is nothing but, everyone. The graphical user interface is nothing but where you need not write any commands here. That is, everything is written by the system itself. So you don't have to write anything except, okay, some drag and drop job will be there. So that you have to do it. Okay. So that's what we have to do. Graphical user interface. Okay. So that means the amount of coding will be very minimal, guys. The amount of coding will be also very minimal. Okay. That's the thing. That's the use of graphical user interface. That's the use of what is it, guys? Graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Okay. So here we have it, guys, everyone. Uh, that's it. Graphical user interface. So we can say what's it, guys? Components. To know this ADF, everyone, we should, okay, to know these components, everyone, to know these components, guys, everyone, to know these components, guys, to know these components, everyone, to know these components, we must and should, guys, to know these components, we must and should, okay, know the following. That means if you wanted to know the ADF, Azure Data Factory, you must and should know these components. So what is that? We can say components in ADF. So guys, we should know these components in ADF. What is that? Let us try to see these components. Without that, nothing is possible, guys. You must and should know these components. That means to know and to start the data factory, we must and should know the following. What is that? The first one is called as the pipeline. And the second one is called as, guys, data sets. And the third one, we can call it as what? Pipeline data sets, linked services. And the fourth one, we can say, guys, pipeline data sets, linked services. And then we have, what is it? Fourth one is activities. Okay. Pipeline data sets, linked service activities. Pipeline data sets, linked service activities. Then we have, what is that? Pipeline data sets, linked service activities. And then we have, after the activities, what's the next thing we have it, guys? Activities. And then we have, what's that? Mapping data flows. And the sixth one is triggers. And the seventh one, guys. Okay, guys. Okay. Seventh one is what? Integration. Runtime. Wherein it is also called as what? IR. It is also called as what, guys? IR. Integration runtime. Integration runtime means what? Azure IR. So these are the 7 components we have in place. Okay. So anyways, this we will discuss it in the next session, that is on Monday. So guys, the Monday, the same time, you will have the standard timings, 7 o'clock to, sorry, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. This will be our standard timings. Okay. So 8 to 9 will be our standard timings. And there will be a change in the link on Monday. So all of you, once you get it registered, automatically, you'll get this, link on, okay. Uh, that is nothing but to your mail ID, you'll get it. You can just log in through here. And somebody asked me a question, how much experience you can put after this course, and 9 a.m. batch is compulsory. See, basically, what I mean to tell you, see, at least 3 to 4 years of experience you can put. 3 years, definitely you can put it. Because the level of this thing, what we are seeing is very in-depth. 9 a.m. is basically ADV, that is Azure Databricks. After this, if you attend Data Factory now, the next will be Databricks only. So after this ADF, we are going to see what is that. Next is the ADB only we are going to see. Whether you, if you want to make it a fast track, you can go with the parallelly ADF and ADB. ADF at 7 a.m., ADB at 9 a.m. If you don't want, if you want to complete it on the regular span, so go with the ADF. Now we'll complete this ADF, then we'll see the ADB after this. Okay. Then finally we go with the Synapse. This is the pattern we follow. So if you want to finish it off, or if you have some concerns to make it early, then you can attend the 9 a.m. batch. Okay. It depends upon you. Okay. This ADF is 1 month, ADB is 1 month, and Synapse is 15 days, guys. That's the procedure. And next 15 days, you will have this one. What is that? The whole project explanation, integration ADF with the ADB, ADB with how to integrate Synapse with the ADF. All this we are going to see it. The integration part and all. Okay. So that's the thing we have it, guys. Any other questions if you have, please let me know. Yes, guys. So that's it. We'll meet again on Monday, guys. Monday, the same time. So the link will be changed. Kindly make a note of it. Okay. Thank you for attending the class, guys. Bye-bye. And one more thing, just a minute. So everyone, so I'll provide you my direct number. If you have any issues, okay, you can also contact me as well. Okay. So this is my direct number. I'll create the WhatsApp group once, okay, all the things. You see, this is my number. That's it. This is my direct number, guys. And as you know, my name is Samir. That's it. Okay. Guys, everyone. So I'll just put it in the chat box as well. So if you want, indirectly call me for any issues. Okay, guys?
Hello, sir.
Nama.
Sir, change the link. We will get through mail, sir.
You'll get through mail. If you did not get, you just call me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'll help you.
Okay, sir.
So everyone, just make a note of my number. I've already placed in the chat box. Okay. If you have any issues, just call me back. Okay. Thank you. So Monday at 8 a.m. Okay. Thank you.